Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 NezReacts Awards, where we celebrate a whole year of professional wrestling. And this year was special because you guys voted on who you wanted to see win these awards. So I'm super excited to show you guys the results. So we definitely got to get straight into it. But before we begin, we do have things to cover. Number one, I want to say thank you so much for voting. This means the absolute world to me that I get to make this video and that I received your opinions. So that's awesome. I can't wait to fucking do this next year. Also, one more thing. We have a special sponsor for this video, which is our lovely friends, as always, up at SeatGeek. This video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They out a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to know whether you're getting a good or a bad deal. The green bubble means good, the yellow button means fair, and obviously the red equals bad. Now you're probably wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, it's because once you download the SeatGeek app for the first time, you get $20 off your first purchase. If you're watching this on Instagram, the link to the app will be in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link to the app will be in the description below. Now I'm going to show you how the app works. Once you're in the SeatGeek app, it'll automatically show you all the upcoming events that's going on near you. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in my place, like Drake and 21 Savage. Now, as you can see, all the green bubbles show great prices for you, and that's fitting and the less expensive prices. As you can see, most of them are pretty cheap. And you go down and then you see the red. And as you can see, the red is $1,600. Nobody wants to pay that much. So once you get your tickets, you can also look at this as the listings and make it easier for you. Click on the one that you want. It'll show you all the details and how you can refund if you don't want them. After that, you click continue. It'll show you everything from there, shows you the event, shows you all the detail, once again, how many tickets. Then you click on have code and put in code NEZ. So once again, when you download the app, you can use code NEZ to get $20 off your first purchase. And thank you so much for SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. The first award is Prospect of the Year, and the nominees are Joe Hendry, Jada Parker, Obafemi, Billy Starks, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Lola Vice. And shockingly, most of you guys picked one single person, and it was almost basically a sweep in the voting, which was obviously going to be Joe Hendry. He was going to win. I kind of figured it was going to happen. I mean, this man has had a great year. His theme song was so popular, everybody fell in love with his gimmick. It was one of the biggest things happening in 2024, so I kind of figured this was gonna be the case, and he definitely does deserve Prospect of the Year, especially since his song went #1 out of the States. So he's been doing an amazing job, and most likely we're gonna see him in the Royal Rumble this year. So congratulations to Joe Hendry on winning Prospect of the Year. The next award is Promotion of the Year. The candidates were WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, NXT, and Stardom. And you guys voted for WWE. It makes sense. The Paul Levesque era has been a great thing for WWE. It's been the hottest it's ever been. And mostly it's due to the amazing storylines that Paul loves to tell. It's been a great thing. Were they all hits? No, it was pretty much a hit or miss kind of situation, but mostly it's been a great thing for WWE. And the way they're starting January, it looks like it's just gonna get better and better the way they are booking what happens next. And I'm super pumped to see what happens. Next award, Pay-Per-View of the Year, and the nominees were Wrestle Kingdom 18, 2024 Royal Rumble, AEW Revolution, NXT Stand and Deliver, AEW All Out, AEW All In London, and WrestleMania 40. And in the voting, it was super close. It was either All In London or WrestleMania 40. But by one vote, WrestleMania 41, which made sense. The majority of the show was pretty good, minus the Usos match. That shit was fucking garbage. However, the main events for both nights pretty much carried the show. It was fucking fantastic the way the story was going, and we finally got to see Cody's redemption arc and finishing the story, so it was a beautiful pay-per-view. The next award was Breakout Star of the Year, and the nominees were Kyle Fletcher, Sky Blue, the current NXT champion Trick Williams, Jacob Fatu, and Mariah May. Another close one in the voting poll, but just by 2 more votes, Trick Williams won, and it makes sense. I mean, he went from Carmelo's side piece to being a major star for NXT and became their world champion. He's been doing great stuff. His entrance is catchy. Everybody loves him, so it kind of made sense that Trick Williams gonna win. I honestly thought you guys were gonna pick Jacob Fatu, but Trick Williams was your guy, so I get it. I understand. He's been doing great work. He's definitely have been Breakout Star of the Year. So congratulations to Trick Williams for getting that part. He's been doing amazing work. Next is Tag Team of the Year, and the nominees were Tama Tonga and the infamous Tongaloa, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, the Motor City Machine Guns, the EVPs, the Young Bucks, and finally, Fraxium. And by a landslide, you guys picked Fraxium as the 2024 Tag Team of the Year. And I totally get it. This team has been fantastic. These guys bounce off each other. Pause. Very good. The chemistry is fantastic. The next one was Faction of the Year. And the factions were one of the latest factions in Bloodline 2.0. The next faction was the Judgment Day. Then we had the Elite. The next faction was the YS6. And the final faction was the Death Riders. And you guys picked as Faction of the Year, the Bloodline 2.0. And I was pretty shocked because a lot of people hated the whole solo era of the Bloodline. But I guess you guys enjoyed it enough to have them be Faction of the Year, which I totally get. They did a great job while Roman is gone to make the Bloodline story more interesting because let's get real, this has been going on for a long time. The next one was Champion of the Year, and the nominees were the Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes, Swerve Strickland, Roxanne Perez, Timeless Toni Storm, the World Heavyweight Champion Rhea Ripley, the Intercontinental Champion / World Champion Gunther, and the winner was Cody Rhodes. You guys seem to love Cody, and I understand as well. He's had a great run. I mean, the story started picking up now, which I'm happy with, and he's been putting banger matches even if the story wasn't that great in the beginning of his run. So I understand why you guys enjoy Cody. He's a fantastic wrestler, a fantastic champion, and a fantastic storyteller. If you give him a chance to tell a story, he's gonna kill it because he's just that good. So shout out to Cody Rhodes. I mean, he definitely deserved Champion of the Year. And he actually won by a landslide, which was crazy. The next one was Story of the Year. And the nominees were Finish the Story, The End of the Bloodline Saga, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion Gunther, Bad Blood, the story between CmPunk and Drew McIntyre, which was great, the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, the Battle of Hatred, Swerve and Hangman, and Watch the Shoe, Toni Storm versus Mariah May. And you guys chose as the winner for Story of the Year, which wasn't shocking at all, was Finish the Story. It made total sense. It's been, 2 years in the making. Had a great, fantastic conclusion to that part of the story. We're still not done, but that part was fantastically done in 2024, so it made sense. The next award was Female Match of the Year, and the nominees were Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40. The next one was Willow Nightingale versus Kris Statlander at AEW All Out, Roxanne Perez versus Jordan Grace at NXT Battleground, Mercedes Moné versus Kris Statlander at Full Gear, Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vaquer at AEW / New Japan Forbidden Door, and Toni Storm versus Mariah May at AEW All in London. And the winner was obviously Toni Storm versus Mariah May. It was a great fucking story and a great conclusion to a great rivalry that they had. Everything was perfect and it made sense, and it was a banger match to start the show for the women's side for AEW. Next was Male Match of the Year, and we got so many in this fucking category. First one was Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland at All Out. Seth and Cody versus Roman and Rock at WrestleMania 40. Then, of course, we have Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania 40 Night 2. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson at AEW All in London. The Final Countdown title versus career. At Bad Blood, CmPunk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. Sting and Darby versus the EVPs, Sting's last match. Then we had Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty. Then we had Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. And then we had Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher at AEW Full Gear. And then we had Will Ospreay versus MJF at AEW Dynamite 250 episode. And the winner of Male Match of the Year by you guys was Cody versus Roman. It was super overbooked, which definitely it was the case, but it was fucking fantastic and a great conclusion to Cody's finishing the story. So I get why you guys picked this as the Male Match of the Year. Then finally, we get to Female Wrestler of the Year. The nominees were Timeless Toni Storm, Roxanne Perez, Chelsea Green, Athena, Jordan Grace, Mariah May, Rhea Ripley, Mercedes Moné. And this award was so many votes by you guys. It was so close, the amount of votes, but the winner was eventually Timeless Toni Storm. And it made sense. I mean, this woman has been killing it all year long. The Timeless gimmick was so fantastic. Her world title run was great. Her situation with Mariah May, I think everything fit perfectly for this woman. She definitely deserved Female Match of the Year. So does every other candidate, but this made sense. And finally, guys, Male Wrestler of the Year. And the nominees were Gunther, Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Swerve Strickland, MJF, CmPunk, and Will Ospreay. And this award was the tightest one. It was so close, but the winner was Will Ospreay, the Billy Goat. And like I said, once again, it made sense. I'm not shocked that you guys picked Will Ospreay. This man is obviously one of the best wrestlers in the fucking planet. Even if you don't like his style of wrestling, it's still a great style and it works for him. And each match he has, no matter who he goes against, is always a fucking banger. And you cannot disagree with that. So I get why Will Ospreay won. This was a great pick. Will Ospreay still kills it every fucking time, and I can't wait to see what he does in 2025 because this man continuously gets better and better. And like I said, you could put anybody against him. You could put a fucking blow-up doll against him, and this man's gonna bring a 5-star match. And that was the 2024 NezReacts Awards. I want to thank every single one of you guys for voting. It means the absolute world to me, and also SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. I can't wait to do 2025 because I'm pretty sure it's going to get better and better. So many great stories are going to be told, so many wrestlers. It's going to be a fantastic time. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. This has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.
So much joy, let me in hell, just to tell me there's a